Welcome back, everybody, to another Dragon Ball Super video. Here's Kyle Chris. It's been a while since I've actually made a video. Took a little bit of a break. Hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, we're gonna get right back into the series that I was doing, where I was going over every single leader. I know everything's been revealed now, all the cards, even the God Rare and everything. But I wanted to finish this. Felt like I was doing a disservice to the blue and yellow players because I didn't actually get to those deck profiles yet. And I just wanted to go over the leaders. There's been a ton of set 16 discussions where people are talking about the leaders. And we're gonna go over the blue leaders now in these next two videos and just kind of break down what these leaders are. Now, disclaimer, obviously we know Soul Striker was not banned, and a lot of people are just gonna end up playing Soul Striker anyways as the blue deck. So if that's who you are, go ahead and turn the video off. You actually don't really need to see anything. However, I'm gonna just give some breakdown to these two blue leaders, because I think they have some interesting traits. I don't think they're as good as Soul Striker, obviously, but they're very interesting and could be something that, with finding the right build, could be a tier 2 deck, a decent rogue deck. I don't necessarily think tier 1, but again, I'm going to compare these two decks, not fully, but in the same realm of something like Android 16, Android 21, where people really didn't think of them as good blue decks, and then they both end up, topping Nats. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to say you're going to play either one of these blue leaders and top Nats, but you'll get some local success, potentially online success, maybe even some regional success. If you are a dominant blue player, I think it's the biggest thing, is just knowing how the blue cards are, and you'll find some more success. But make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the content. Hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff, and we'll get actually right here into the leader. And this leader we're going to go over is actually going to be the Son Goku leader. There we go. One of my cool transition on there. So, Son Goku, aka Super Saiyan God, Son Goku Crimson Warrior. This is one of the new blue leaders coming out of the set, and this leader is very interesting for a multitude of reasons. The biggest one, he has the same activate battle that the Invoker leader has, which, if you guys don't know, that is where in the activate battle state, you can pitch a card from your hand, draw a card, take a life. Now, this one doesn't gain 5k, which is part of the problem. I wish if this leader gave 5k during the battle, this leader would be really good, like really good. I would actually compare it to Soul Striker level, because being able to cycle through so much of your deck could end up netting you tons of benefit, right? And being able to gain 5k could help you combo out of those 10k leader attacks, so where you're not taking as much damage, right? But on the front side here, you choose one Saiyan card. And this is the important part. It doesn't say color on it. So it's just a Saiyan card with the special trait of a Saiyan. Discard it, draw one, take up to 1 life, and then negate the skill for the remainder of the battle, meaning you can do this as many times as you want during your turn or your opponent's turn. Well, once during your turn when you attack, but during your opponent's turn, every time they attack your leader, you can actually end up doing this. Now, you can awaken at 2 life, or when you have 5 Saiyan cards underneath this, under this card from the drop area. So, essentially what you do is you put Saiyans in the drop, and then you can awaken once you have 5 in there, and you put all 5 of them. Basically, it's like a surge ability. You put all 5 underneath your leader, and then you will restand 1 and draw 3. This is the important part, is that this is a draw 3 untap 1 leader, not just a draw 3. A draw 3 untap 1 is so good, it makes me think, okay, I may play you as a blue player. You may think I'm gonna play this deck. Like you have that little inkling you may actually end up playing it, right? So we'll go over to the next side, and on this side here, when this card attacks, draw 1, and you switch up to 1 of your mono blue energy to active mode. So this is the part where everyone's comparing it to Soul Striker, obviously, because he restands 1 energy and not 2 like Soul Striker does, right? Activate battle, place X amount of cards from under this card in the owner's drop. This card gains 2k power for the battle for each card placed in the drop area using the skill. Additionally, if you place 3 cards or more in the drop using the skill, draw another card, and then switch up to 1 of your mono blue energy to active mode. So, this is the idea, is kind of when you're going for game or you're trying to get a really big defensive play, you can pop 3 cards underneath them, and then you gain 6k, and then you get to draw an extra card and restand an energy. So if you're on defense, this is cool, because you can draw an extra card, gain an energy if you're tapped out, and then you can use it for whatever you want, right? If you're attacking, you can draw a card, restand an energy, and then activate battle, draw another card, and then restand another energy. So it gives you just extra room to play around, and I think that's interesting. It has the Soul Striker implications, but in the battle stage, in the combo stage, which is very cool because this gives you some interesting outplays that you can do. And I'm not a blue player, so I don't know all the ins and outs of, you know, what a blue player would be thinking playing this leader, but I can give you some sort of insight on at least combo decks, you know, playing Icarus a lot. You kind of learn all these weird little combos and stuff. So, but no, I think this leader is very interesting, and we're gonna go over the deck list now that I created. And we'll kind of go over some of what the cards do, and you guys can kind of see what I came up with here. All right, guys. So here is the deck list that I came up with for Super Saiyan God or God-Ku, whatever you want to call them. It's about 54 cards. The 54 card list. I think it's a pretty interesting list, and we'll kind of go over it here, so you guys can kind of see what I came up with here. So we'll just go from left to right down here. So first one is going to be the Super Saiyan God. This is the big SPR SR guy that comes out of the new set. He is a deflect, unique, triple strike, and barrier. Comes in. He actually is a negate that comes in arrest mode. And during your opponent's turn, reduce this card by 1 for every card in your opponent's energy. So when your opponent has 3 energy, this card gets reduced by 3, which is the max, because then it will become a 3 specific blue. And when this card is in rest mode and your leader is a mono blue leader, your opponent's battle cards cannot attack your leader, which is very funny because it just gives you like that weird deadly defender effect. And this card, outside of barrier removal, it's going to stick on the board, right? You're going to play it out. Now your opponent has to get rid of this before they attack your leader. And there's some other implications you could put in the deck to make this even more effective. But I mean, this is a pretty powerful card by itself, right? Since it being a D-Magic, we're not really going to talk too much about it and the Fujita super combo here, just because this is all normal blue stuff here. Same thing with God Sealing. We run 4 God Sealing. We are playing a 2-drop unison, so playing 4 God Sealing actually is pretty beneficial for us. We're playing Hit. Battlefield Manipulator. Now the reason is, we do have the arrival effect. So on here it says if it's your opponent's turn when you play a blue battle card using arrival, add a marker to this card. So that's good. So we can kind of plus on our opponent's turn as well. And +1 is draw a card. Now this is good because being able to +1 draw a card is just really powerful for this deck, because we want to spend our energy later on in the game. Like turn 4, we want to be going for a kill. We don't want to be playing Majin Buu Unison, and this just gets us something on turn 2, so then we can deal with all of the Thordings and the 9-drops, Sins and 8-drop Sins that are going to come down in this meta. Being able to just have God Sealing up turn 2 is fantastic. The Minus effect actually could be pretty beneficial in some matchups, which is it's a 2 energy cost, and then if your leader, and it's a -1 if your leader is blue or Universe 6, and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you flip your opponent's leader over and they can't activate their Awakened turn during their next turn. So this allows them to essentially get an extra 5k combo power, because for one, at least 5k combo power, because you're going to be able to flip your opponent's leader over. They're going to lose the 5k because they're going to go down to 10 unless it's like a weird leader like Bulma or human that Earthling that is 5k, and so it gives you an extra 5k combo for every attack, which is one less card out of their hand that you have to combo. More cards out of their hand that now they have the combo, and then it gets rid of whatever effects that they have on their Awakened side. Maybe they have something that gets rid of something, or they get something that has extra combo power. They can combo with something from the drop area like Android 16, and this just forces your opponent into a very, very wacky situation. And we can get that -1 off pretty easily, and then kind of push for game, right? Baby Hatch, don't think it really needs too much of an introduction, so we're not going to really go over it. We do have the Ultra Instinct Sign Son Goku, and this card's great. I think most blue players have either played this card once or they have it sitting in their binder. But this is an X evolve. You place one card in your hand in the drop area, and you evolve on top of a Son Goku energy cost 5 or more. Well, ironically, this card is a 5 or more, and it's a Son Goku, so we can evolve on top of this guy. So, which is fantastic, right? So you have this huge guy who is a barrier deflect, 20k triple strike that you can just pressure with every turn, right? Then when you get to a turn when you want to actually go for game, you play this boy. And when this guy comes down, his auto, when the card is evolved into this card, your opponent returns all their battle cards to their hand. And because of Bandai ruling, this card does not choose, which means that it gets around barrier. So as long as the card doesn't have indestructible, the card's going back to their hand. Then when your opponent can't combo for the duration of this card's battle, which is on both offense and defense. So if your opponent swings into this card, they cannot combo into it. They can activate battle effects, but they cannot actually combo battle cards, which is very, very funny. This is a 35k triple strike, so as long as they don't negate, this card's going through. and that's a lot of damage. And generally, you're probably swinging at this to go for game, right? You have some other, some of the utility stuff now. You have the Calamity Challenger, just allows you to draw a card. So, funny thing is that you can tap 2. You can't tap 2. But if you play the Trunks leader, you can tap 2 and play this stupid guy out. I just read that. I was like, yeah, you can do this cool effect, but no one cares about this part. It's the fact that this card is a 1-drop, draw 1, 15k body. And it's not limited for once per turn. So that's why we run 4 of that guy. 3 Trunks. 2 Trunks? 3 Trunks? 2 Trunks, whatever. You can run as many Trunks as you want. It just depends on the meta. But since you have a Unison down, he's going to be able to, stop your opponent from attacking with big battle cards, right? This guy's cool. Bardock the Eliminator. Baby 8, Baby Draw 8, whatever you want to call him. He's a yellow card since we are running blue-yellow, but he's a tap 1, warp draw 1. And since our leader is not Soul Striker, which Soul Striker is able to play the 2-drop, the Saiyan Instincts, you could combo with him on your opponent's turn. On your turn, tap 2, draw 2, and then swing a leader, then restand 2 energy. Very, very effective. But this, since we only restand 1 energy now, we don't really want to be doing that. So this is just giving us that 1 extra energy that we can end up using to draw a card, right? Also, this is a Saiyan, and keep in mind, I think every card in this deck, outside of Zamasu and Baby Hatch, are actually Saiyans. So your entire deck is pitchable off your leader effect, which is super cool. So you can end up pitching this off of your leader effect and using it, right? Which is why we like it. Then we get into the blue-yellow stuff here. We have the Fujita Kaba. Pretty nice, 19k dual attacker that can bottom deck something. You have Super Saiyan God and Hit. This is your combo piece for blue-yellow. So once you have a blue-yellow charge, whether you have this, or Zamasu charged here, this becomes a free blue-yellow energy to combo off, which is good. The reason why we chose him, this just should be obvious, but the reason why we chose this card over the Hit that does the same effect is because this card counts as a Saiyan as well, so we can pitch it off of our leader effect. Super Saiyan 2 Kepler, this is, your boss monster if you're playing blue-yellow, which I think blue-yellow is, like I said, is going to be very, very powerful this coming format. This card is going to be absolutely nuts, and if you don't have the SPRs right now, I'd probably buy them because I have a good feeling that a lot of people are going to be on Soul Striker, maybe even this leader, and when this card starts coming down every single game, people are just going to buy it out. This card's going to be pretty expensive, so... Zamasu, this card doesn't really need any introduction. This is your combo piece. This is your energy exhaust, your non-energy exhaust energy once you have blue-yellow down. Also just your counterplay, being able to tap down things on both offense and defense, and just drawing you a card. Incredibly powerful card. Definitely gonna be one of the key cards in the format, at least going forward still. And it's 2 secret ID. Again, this is just a Saiyan, and our leader just needs to pitch a Saiyan. So if we absolutely need to, we can pitch a secret ID. That's why we run 2. If we pitch it off of our leader effect and they're like, oh, wow, they pitched their secret ID, and good players should know that they would have a second one, but sometimes they won't expect it, and you have a second secret ID, right? We have 1 Super Saiyan Fujita, the Interceptor. So this is one of the new cards in the set. It's a 3-drop dual attack counter, which doesn't actually counter the effect. It just only can take place during the counter window, right? But you can tap this card. You can tap 3 to play this guy, and when you play him, you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck. Now, what's funny is this card is blues out to the the battle card cooler effect, right? So if your opponent's swinging in with a big battle card and they decide to cooler, like let's say you Baby Hatch, or you Sparking D Magic, right? And then they go, okay, counter, and you play this in that window, you can end up bottom decking the card that they're swinging with, which is hilarious, right? Just being able to play this guy for 3, bottom deck 2 battle cards, and then be a 20k dual attacker, which with your leader you can just restand an energy, is very powerful, very, very powerful. And I ran it as a 1-of just because I think we're going to need someone to test it just to see kind of how good it's going to be. It's a good card, though. It's also a Saiyan at the end of the day if you do need to pitch it. And we have 2 of the new Beerus Destroys. These are the new IARs, or as I'm going to call them, the RARs, the Realm Attack Rares. The trademark, of course. But this card here, we're playing this over the Goku Ultra Instinct because the 10k can also go to Unisons, which I think is very important. The fact that you can choose your Unison and give it 10k, and the IARs you cannot. Also, you can bottom deck a opponent's battle card energy cost greater than the current energy, or on your defensive turn, you can draw a card and then bottom deck one of your opponent's battle cards 2 or less. So on your defensive step, you can pop one of these, right? And then use your leader effect to gain, 6k, draw another card, restand another energy, and then use another one of these. So you're gaining 26k for 2 energy. And drawing 3 cards, which is also very good. But this card's gonna be a necessity in the next set, just because a lot of people are gonna be on playing Kepler, playing 8 and 9 drop Sin, obviously thwarting, it's gonna be big. So everyone's gonna have big battle card removal that's gonna be in their in their color archetype. So this is just something that you should be running in every deck. So being a 54 card deck, price range, obviously a lot of this is from Baby Hatch, so just keep that in mind. But 54 cards I think is plenty. I think you can possibly get away with doing 55, 56 if you wanted to run a few extra cards in here, but deck's going to draw a lot. You're going to cycle through a lot of cards, and I think this deck is actually going to be pretty powerful. Do I think it's going to be better than Soul Striker off rip? No, I think someone's going to really need to pilot this deck, get the mechanics down and figure out how they want to run it. And being in a best of 1 format as well, it's going to be interesting, like with all the sighting stuff. So we'll kind of just have to see how it goes. But this is the deck that I created for you guys. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Again, let me know what you guys think of the leader. Let me know if you guys have any deck ideas for this. Maybe it's blue-red, maybe it's blue-green, maybe it's just mono blue. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.